Okay, so to the next stage of creating the perfect jollof is creating the perfect spice. And like I said earlier on, the perfect spice is what you deem it to be. As you would find, I add some African spices to my jollof, and so it is perfect because of that. Some Nigerian or some Yoruba spices. Anyway, so whatever you feel like you like, I will show you what measurements you can add to it, so you can taste it to have a feel first before you then maybe next time you can add as much as you feel like is best. It goes with the feeling, you know, like I said. So the first thing is salt, right? So for the salt, this is Kirkland signature. The initial salt was gotten from Costco. Any of my containers that you see like this where Costco buys, but now the salt in it is, I don't know, if you go to Costco you'll find this purple rectangular shaped salt that has this iron thing that comes out from the side. Yeah, that's the salt that's in it now. I love this container because of this. You get it, like now we want to measure 2 teaspoons. Oh no, that's the half teaspoon. This is my teaspoon. It's ragged, but this is I know this is my teaspoon. Anyway, so I get to, it helps to make the perfect teaspoon, you see. So that's why I like it. So anytime we go to Costco and we buy something and we finish using it, I just repurpose it into any other another spice that doesn't have a container like this. So that's all about the salt. No, that's not all. I haven't used any of the Himalayan salt, you know, those fancy salts. So I don't know how it's gonna, what the measurement would be. But for the normal salts, you know, the ones we ordinary people use is 2 teaspoons and you're fine. So the next thing after the salt is the pepper. So as you can see, this is pepper, but the container says oregano. Yeah, we finished using the oregano. It has the thing that I like, and I put the pepper in it. So for this, maybe some other time in the future I'll be able to create one with the jalapenos. But this pepper is from Africa, so it's just very spicy. And what my mom did, or my wife's mom, either of them brought it. I don't know, can't remember now. But they, in the markets in Africa, they take the pepper, they dehydrate it, and then we have this form. So this is from Africa, yeah. So, but if you have any spice that you want to add, you can add it. We generally add 1 teaspoon because of the kids, but if it was just my wife and I, we'll probably do like 1.5 teaspoons. But 1 teaspoon should be fine. You can, if you don't like spicy stuff, you can decide to skip this step. If you like spicy stuff, you can start with 1 teaspoon, see how you feel about it, and then progress upward. So the next thing after this is something I just found. So I never used to add this to my jollof recipe, chili powder. You can get it at Sam's Club, but I just found it and I'm like, it won't hurt. It's red because I don't even know what it adds to the food, really. To be frank with you, I don't know if I taste it. It's not. So when I saw it chili powder, I was thinking it was gonna be really spicy or something, but I'm guessing chili. It's beans chili. I don't know. Americans have, I don't know, whatever. I don't think it's spicy, but it's what it is. 1 teaspoon of this. It's red, so it helps to augment the redness of the of my sauce. And that's the only reason I added to it. So that's 1 teaspoon, and then the next thing is the less vegan aspect to this recipe. So in Nigeria, our recipe, they use the broth, chicken broth. They make the chicken broth and then they add it to the jollof. But one of the things I found with the broth is when you're cooking the broth, you put salt, you put some other stuff, pepper, whatever you want to put. And then you want to add it to rice that you will also be adding salt to. In a way, it doesn't help you just because, of course, this jollof recipe, we're going to be putting it in the oven where I won't be able to bring it out, taste it. But back home, they're able to sit around it, taste it, have a feel, like, okay, I think it needs more salt, and then they add more salt to it. I think it needs more this. But here, I've been able to dance around this, and I've been able to create what the wrap. So, of course, as you already know, this is the powdery form, and this is the cube form. This is the one we use in Africa. These ones, maggi cube, and then there's knorr cube. The container is even of knorr cube, so we finish using that, and then we just pour this one into them. And I'm guessing, I know this is how they make them. They just get the broth and then they dehydrate the broth until it becomes powdery form. So definitely, if you're vegan, you can skip this step. If you're not vegan, and it will still taste great, trust me. So you can skip this step of getting, but if you're not vegan, you can add this to it. So it's, for our recipe, it's just 2 cubes. If you find those ones that have like 2 in them, just 1 is fine. If you don't, let me see, do I have any of those here? No. But you'll find those ones that, if you find anyone that's longer than this one, then just that one should be fine, instead of adding 2 of those. So, but for today, I'll just show you for the grounded form, the powdery form. You just need to add 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. I use this. I use this, and that's 1 teaspoon, and that's fine. Because I don't want to be breaking those and smear my hands today, so we use the powder form. And now to the next thing, which is thyme. Yeah, like this is a must for jollof. You have to add. That's some standard recipe for jollof: salt, curry, thyme. Those are the 3 standard spices for jollof. And yeah, every other thing you can, or maybe you can. I think one of the basics also is bay leaf. Back home they add bay leaf to these recipes. So, but we're not. I don't like adding the bay leaf, but you see. Anyway, so they just put like a sprinkle and stuff, but I've been able to come up with the amount of teaspoon that's best for it. And that's 1 teaspoon of thyme. It's fine. 1 teaspoon. And after the thyme, we have curry. So this is the curry powder, of course. It's that stuff where I just wrote curry on it. This is pure curry, like no cinnamon added to it, no cumin added to it, just pure curry. We got it from St. Louis, from one of those African stores. But there are lots of other curry powders out there. There's the Thailand one from Thailand, where they have their own mix. There's the Indian curry, where they have their own mix and everything to it, masalas and stuff. But this is just normal curry, nothing added. And yeah, so here, like I said, it's one of the main ingredients to curry, to jollof. So we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of curry, just 2. 1 and 2, and that's fine. And then the next thing after the curry is coriander.
Coriander?
Yeah. Coriander.
That's coriander? I don't even see the sign.
See, I think this is the most what's the word? The most underrated spice in the universe. I love coriander. I love, like, at the beginning of my journey with Jolof, I used to add quarter teaspoon of coriander into it. But then over the years, smelling it, tasting it, I put it in my smoothie, everything. Like, I love coriander. I love it. Anyway, but it has gone from quarter teaspoon to 1 teaspoon in my own recipe. So yeah, I don't want to overpower it. So it's just 1 teaspoon. That's perfect. I love it. I love coriander. And yeah, so after coriander, we then go into the, okay, let me, before we, so I'm going to show you guys something. I call it the ewuro mix. So 1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah, this is seen better days.
Daddy.
I wrote.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, baby's sleeping.
Yeah, baby sleeping. Let baby sleep. Anyway, so this is ewuro mix. Yeah, it has seen the container seen better days. It's almost got burnt. It's some instances, I don't know, over the years. Anyway, yeah, this is ewuro mix. So in this ewuro mix, what we did was ewuro is one of the African leaves back home. There's a lot of blood, boosting attributes to it, contents and what have you. And it's not just ewuro. There is ewuro in it. There is moringa in it, and there's efirin. So moringa is not really African, but it's creeping into Africa. But efirin and ewuro are definitely definitely Yoruba vegetables. So they dehydrated them. The simple way to dehydrate, if you have any vegetables you want to add to your food, is just put it in the oven, like cut it off from the stalk, the leaf, and put it in the pan and put it in the oven and reduce your oven to the lowest and open it slightly, just slightly, and yeah, leave it there overnight, and by the time you come back, it's so crunchy and dehydrated, and then you can just grind it up and you would have something like this. And that's what we did for this. And this is also one of the secrets to we getting the kids to eat their vegetables, in that if we had, so the kids growing up, they had issues with iron. Yeah, it has a lot of iron and stuff, and this is what we did. And the next time we went to the hospital, they were like, yeah, they're fine, the iron is up, and we've not stopped since then. So it's really a good one. If you want to add spinach to your mix, you can just do it the way I just said. Put it in the oven, dehydrate it, blend it, and then you have that. And to this mix, because it's a very powerful, ewuro is very bitter for those that know it. So because it's very powerful, what I do is I just add a quarter teaspoon. Yeah, like when you start blending stuff, when you start dehydrating and blending stuff, you know even a quarter teaspoon is a lot. You come to that realization. I should cover this stuff so I can do my fancy scooping. Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, it gets into the bloodstream, does its work, iron and everything. I can't tell you all what it does, but trust me, efirin and ewuro, they do a lot of magic. And moringa, you can look up moringa. Yeah, moringa is, studies have been done on moringa. moringa. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, so quarter teaspoon, as you can see, it's the little one. So yeah, it's gonna do some magic. And for some reason I feel like it balances this sweetness of the sauce and of the jollof because of this beetroot stuff. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't like adding the bay leaf, because that's also what the bay leaf is supposed to do, to balance it out so it's not too sweet, and it gives it the umami flavor, and I think this is gonna do that. So I don't bother with bay leaf. But if you want to bother with bay leaf, I'll show you what bay leaf looks like. Yeah, this is what the bay leaves look like. You can, I think for the 2 cups of rice we'll be making today, you can probably just add like, I don't know, 2 to 3 in the rice. Just put it in some strategic positions, and yeah, that should be fine. So the next thing after that is let's see, garlic, ginger, cumin, and all the other stuff. So ginger, garlic, cumin. Maybe I should add onions to it first.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter how it's arranged. It's all gonna be mixed up anyway. So I put 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Same Sam's Club, you can get it. Granulated onions. Yeah. It's a punch of flavor. This onion, even when you open it, it's awesome. Oh, by the way, that's how I the dehydrating method is how I got this ginger. I mean, I've had this ginger for, I don't know, maybe like 2 years now, and it was, I think, like a $10 purchase at the farmers market back in St. Louis. And I just put it cut it into pieces, small pieces, put it in the oven overnight. The house smelled fine. It was awesome. And by morning I just grind it all up, and it's been here since forever. Unlike if I bought one of those granulated stuff on the counter for, I don't know, tens of bucks. I don't know. Anyway, so that's how I made this ginger, which has been serving me for a very long time. So 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. I love ginger. Garlic. This is the real garlic, like from Costco. No added. It wasn't like I used the bottle or anything. So this is, yeah, it's a very, once you smell it, you see it's very strong. I try to add it to my smoothie, but nah, man, it's too strong. So 1/4 teaspoon of that. I used to add like half teaspoon of cumin, but over the years, I don't know. I don't feel cumin. I don't know. I don't feel it. So it's back to the 1/4 teaspoon. So it does its magic, but it doesn't overpower the meal. But if you like cumin, you can make it like 1 teaspoon. I don't know, depends on what you want. So the next thing is rosemary. So rosemary is one of those leaves I also love so much. Like I bought it like this from what's it called, Sam's Club, but it was the seeds. I don't know, when you buy it from Sam's Club, you see what I'm saying. Anyway, so I decided I'm just gonna blend it. So I blended it and removed the paper and put it on this one, so I know what it is. Anyway, yeah, rosemary is also underrated, and I love rosemary. If I'm doing the green bell pepper jollof, I add like half teaspoon to it. It's awesome. The smell is awesome. Yeah, so the aroma, I guess. So that's 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary. It's awesome stuff. Anyway, the other stuff and stuff I've blended over the years. So okay, I already did this one. This is alpiste canary seed. I mean, just look it up. ALPISTE canary seed. It's awesome. If you look up all the properties, if you feel like, I think some of this stuff, this one also, oh no, flaxseed. This stuff helps with high blood pressure, hypertension, and all of that, all of this good stuff. If you want to upgrade them from 1/4 teaspoon to half teaspoon or 1 teaspoon or something, you can do that. Yeah, so you can, of course, I already told you the main ingredients to this. There's salt, thyme, curry, and every other thing you add after that are just extras. And this is one of the extras that you can add, and that's why I'm putting it at quarter teaspoons and stuff, just so it doesn't overpower, but it still does its magic in your system and stuff. Yeah, so alpiste, flaxseed, yeah, blended it also. It's been there for several years. Yeah, using it doesn't finish. And this is what's it called, celery. Yeah, it's also very powerful in your food. I add it whenever I'm doing the green bell peppers. You can decide to add it or not. I don't feel like adding it today, so I'm just gonna not add it to it today. Yeah, and that's it. This is all we need to add to the sauce that we already blended. And when we get there, I'll show you how to cook the sauce and make it fun. So you need to get this ready before you start cooking the sauce, because we're gonna cook the sauce for 10 minutes and you want to add this at the 5 minutes mark, and you don't want to start portioning it at that time. So just get this ready and ready to go. So see you when we start cooking the sauce. Thanks, bye.